Hey guys, I want to start from the beginning. Okay. As a default, on my daily vlogs, I'm going to tell you stories about my life. Okay. I'm from Clairemont, and well, I'm from all over Tampa area, but Clairemont is a specific area which I'm not really known in the area because when growing up, I was just a kid. I was an inside kid, and I guess I'm still am sometimes. But for the most part now, I'm usually the one that's on the go more than anybody in my family. Or, other than, just on a daily basis. But that's not that subject. Growing up, I always digged art, Like, my uncle, he drew a Cheeto Man one time. And that was like the first thing I've ever seen. And just, wow, you can just draw the thing that was on a chip bag. And I saw him draw the city. And it was just such a cool drawing, and it just inspired me. It's like, okay, I didn't know that was even a thing. And that was like, I think that's like the first time I've ever seen art, and I think he realized what that meant to me. And I don't know if he kind of like thought, wait a minute, don't follow his footsteps, or, don't do that. You want to do this, but I did it anyway. And then, like, I guess afterwards, it's like, after that, right after that, I just had coloring books and stuff like that, and coloring books really opened up, like, okay, this is a very soothing activity. Then I, like, construction paper, used construction paper and stuff like that, and drew some scribbles, I guess, or whatever. But one drawing that really, I kind of known I was an artist. I probably fit every stereotype of an artist during that time. I was in daycare, A+ daycare. I don't know what grade I was in. Probably like first grade or something like that, or like kindergarten or something like that, second grade. And I don't know. I've always been like the type to mature later than my peers because I soak in a lot of information, a lot of details, and I don't really sift through them. If you can believe what I say, it's kind of like I feel like I pick up a lot of things, but it's floating in my head, so it's just spam. So yeah, that's a little bit how my mind works. But I think I'll always have this kid like persona because of that, So when I was in like second grade, I drew a picture of a cat. It was like a contour of a cat, and it was on his other book, and I drew it, and I remember it pretty freaking well, and I was so happy about that. And then I don't know what happened. My cousin came over and shook my hand, and like he had shook the desk and just messed me up, and I was just crying. I was like, "You messed up my drawing. It's so messed up." And it was just like, I just did not like that because it was like that was a really good drawing. To this day, I think it was a pretty good drawing. And like I met this lady, Miss Tradia. She was the person that was in charge of the daycare, and she was like, "Look at your shirt, man." Okay, she said something along the lines of, "Mistakes are everywhere, you gotta deal with mistakes. Look at your shirt, that shirt, somebody probably messed up on this right here, and it turned into something else." And I feel like my sincere despair of like the picture being messed up and her really, really liking the picture, she knew that she had to nurture whatever that was in me. And I don't know, I feel like she had a moment telling me that because I never really liked her like that. And, now I don't care because, I probably just misunderstood her or whatever, but I didn't really like her presence. She was kind of like too loud for me. But that's like one of the nice things I heard her say. And I feel like it in my despair, kind of she related to it a little bit. Maybe she made some mistakes, but she told me the best thing. And I wasn't really inspired with necessarily what she said. That was, it made sense. It was practical to hear that, but I was inspired that she can be amped up, just like prompted to say something like that and open up like that. And that was really what really resonated. So, that's when I knew, like, I gotta do this, I can do this, I started drawing Pokemon, something like that. I always collected Dragon Ball Z art. And I collected Dragon Ball Z art, and then, middle school, I just kind of like dropped it. And that's when I did the worst, like, stuff, because I got in trouble and, went to alternative school in middle school. I stayed in there till like the first semester of 9th grade. So I got in trouble in 7th grade, and my, in alternative school, the only way you can get out, because you get kicked out of traditional school and go into like alternative school where all the bad kids are. And if you want to get out, you have to be good for a while. So I stayed in there for a bit so I can upgrade to the proper grade of my age. And eventually I had to like keep calm, even though all the chaos was going around me. And it just felt like I even got like shingles, like, from it, because all the stress that was happening. Shingles had accumulated right here. And now I just wasn't really like digging that school. It was very bully oriented, like, and everybody was ready to do something. It was just ignorant, and it was just too many bad kids in one spot. And it was a very efficient way to have school, or to correct bad kids. It's a way to ruin kids that did kind of messed up stuff. Like, for me, I never was really super bad. I did what I want, but never was like super bad. There, I had no way to vent my emotions or anything, so I started drawing on desk, and then I was like, I really like it, and it just felt pretty good, and it just rekindled it. I was like, I forgot I had this thing. Why'd I ever dropped it? I don't know why I ever dropped it. Maybe I didn't have paper, but if I'd have stayed with this thing from the start, I probably wouldn't have got in trouble. But I wanted to experiment and see what life was about. You got to make mistakes when you're a kid, and I don't regret everything, because some of those years in Brandon Turf were pretty good. So yeah, Brandon Turf was a very tough school to be in, because it was all the bad kids from all of Tampa in there. And it's not just like bad kids, like the really bad kids in there. So, and I was just like a kid that was just not doing that well. So eventually I became cool with some people, but for the most part I just stayed in my bubble and just kept quiet and just did my art until I got out. And then in high school, when I finally got to normal school again, I wasn't the same. I feel like something in middle school happens where you get conditioned to be in society correctly, and I didn't get that conditioning, and that's probably a good or bad thing, because I feel like it desensitized me to conformity, even though I probably wasn't never a conformist over my lifetime. But sometimes, I ask for advice and shit. But yeah. It conditioned me to not be a conformist, I guess, because everybody was just their own thing. It's not that, like, it was a cool thing to be. It just, everybody was doing their own thing. If you follow this guy, he would, he's taking like 30 Xans, turning purple. This guy fighting people, or like, what is there to conform with? It's just chaos. So I just kept my own order within kept that. I think that's why I'm not afraid to be the one to pop things off, because I've seen wilder things, you know. So in high school, you know, I kept skipping a lot and going to the art room because just various things. I wasn't really feeling happy at the house, and school wasn't really making me happy, so I had to find some kind of calm. I had to find some kind of calmness, so I had to either skip, or I just needed some kind of peace of mind or go crazy. You know, I come home and it was stress, and then I would go to school and it's more stress. And I chose to not be in it, and I never really engaged in school in the way that I was planning to finish, you know. And that eventually became a regret when I guess I disappointed my mom. And I know that I've always known that you can become an artist, especially with the internet now, you know. But now I really, really know that you can become an artist. Before it was always kind of like a hope. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, those years right after high school, dropping out and stuff, it was just like I spent like a couple years just drawing, just relentlessly, just because of the shame of it, just to see mom just so disappointed. I just never, it was, and I felt disappointed too, but it was never really something in my heart to finish, you know. School was never something I chose to do, but I know that like, if I set it in my heart, I can achieve anything, you know. And you know, so I got my GED and all that stuff, and I held onto that guilt, and I just kept me from drawing. I just drew, and I would draw 100 sketches every day, and I'd do that for a long time. And it wasn't efficient training at all, but it got the job done for some parts. And eventually I met a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend that broke me out of that guilt and shame, because she was kind of going through a similar issue, but she didn't necessarily drop out. I had to figure it out later after I was done dating her. But she was going to, and that kind of, the fact that she owned it so much and her folks were so cool about it, it wasn't this dark like thing how I was taking it, and because I took in the shame, you know, and yeah. So yeah, art was a very dark thing for me because it was either do or die, you know, and there was no time for breaks or weakness, or because 12 years of my life kind of was wasted, and I had to make it back up real quick. Now, you know, met some people online, met some people that showed me some cool stuff online, and so gave me some art tutorials and shit like that. And you know, a guy named Soul Blazer, he helped me out a bunch. He showed me like cool ways you can draw characters, proper anatomy. And then, you know, I found the Go No Mind workshop site. I bought some DVDs, and that just helped me out. And I just studied the anatomy chart every day until like my forms didn't look like human forms, they just looked like anatomy charts. So I had to draw from real life, like photos instead of that. And yeah, it's just, I had so many different phases with art. But, you know, after, you know, dating her, probably like a year or two passed, and I found a group of friends that were like, kind of like a group of friends that I've always wanted, like something like the 70s show-ish, you know, where they're just a group of friends that were just hanging out, they're probably smoking, having a good old time and just enjoying the now, you know. And I thought that was pretty cool. And they would hang out every day, and I was the new guy in the group, but it wasn't. The group wasn't, you know, it was good for the moment, but it wasn't productive emotionally. It wasn't for me. And no offense to those guys, if you see this, you know, they became, you know, more warmer people back, you know, now. But I worked at Hookah Lounge for about, on and off, for about 3 years, or 3 or 4 years. And eventually I got an apartment for a little bit, and I would wake up every day to go work at the Hookah Lounge for 12 hours. So imagine you going home, you gotta work to get 1,200, you know, a month. So, and I got paid like what, $50 an hour, so I was barely making that, so I had to save and stuff like that, and I spent like, you know, $35 a week that was the budget, $35 a week on food and shit, and it worked pretty well. And it was 2013 was one of the funnest years of my life, because it was the first time me being out on my own and being with all these friends and bonding. It was a great time. So yeah, I just felt like I was working just to go to sleep at a house. So it was just like I was working to go to sleep to work. And to me, that don't make sense without the passion. Like, if you're not passionate about that work, why would you work 12 hours just to go to sleep, to work it again, go to sleep? You know, it's like, and I know life isn't all about that. And I know normal life, there's a little leeway to live your life. But your job is such a big time spender in your life. It's such a big gap of time. I think, like, wasn't this like what, 1/3 of your life is your job? So like 1/3 of your job. One third of your life is your job. And motherfuckers be like, life is short, and I feel like life takes long as fuck. I mean, to me, I feel like life isn't short for me, because I feel like I take in every day. It's not like a monotonous life. You know, I mean, I definitely I'm not living the best life, but best life that ever exists, but I definitely am living life as true, you know, like if I'm honest with myself, if I'm absolutely honest with myself, not in a way that's like insecure or anything, but if I'm honest with what I believe my strengths are and what I can commit to, that this is the best option. Here I am, you know, so all my folks, I'm still working to be a professional artist in the city of Tampa. And I guess like lately I've been feeling slightly discouraged, because I've been making these huge pieces of art, and they cost like $50, and I really like all of them, especially this one. This is the first one I've ever done. All of them. You can turn it sideways. You can turn it sideways and it'll change what it is. It can either have it sideways, but it kind of discouraged me that I have something I really like, and I feel like it's almost a steal because how big it is, you know. But it is made out of chalk, and it's colorless. But then colorlessness makes it intense. Kind of like, wow, I wish, you know, wish people really like this so I can make a living off this. But this is where the final journey of my artistic path in my 20s is going to end up. It's right here. YouTube, vlogging. This is, I guess it's the last attack for me to, I don't want to say necessarily give up my dreams, but I need freaking money, you know, and I'm passionate about this, but without money, life is pretty fucking scary. I'm not like asking or begging or anything, but this is the means. If you guys like my work, whatever you guys do what I'm doing, support in any way you see possible. You know, like, comment, subscribe, show people. You know, I'm gonna set up a Patreon. You can, you know, buy one of these pieces like $50. If you want to commission one, you know, ask for like send me 15, and that'll be your advance, and then you can actually get the physical copy for 35 more. But if you just want the design, it costs 15. But yeah, that's my artistic journey so far. I had stopped working at Oak Lounge. I don't know if I said that, but I think it was pretty obvious. Sorry I couldn't be enthusiastic about this, but this was I've been like on a vlog block for the past few days, and I feel like this is probably like the most open I've been, and I kind of really like this one. It's really long. So yeah, here's my life. My name's Marquise, and I have more to tell about that, but I think it's appropriate to end this right now, and I hope you guys really follow my shit, because I can definitely use any kind of support, and I'll talk to you soon.